Now, this is going to be one of the very few rare videos on how to generally make yourself successful that doesn't sell you some stupid course, put you onto some BS level of, a business scheme or something, or generally just decides to waste your time. In my opinion, to become successful in business, in my honest opinion, and this may be a hot take, but every single business model will work. Whether that's dropshipping, whether that's SMMA, and whether it's anything whatsoever, in my opinion, with the right resources, every single business model will work. They're all profitable. That's the reason why they all exist. See, one thing that I see that people always tell me, they used to tell me back in the day, dropshipping saturated, SMMA, you become a slave, all these different points to negate all these business models, and then they'll put you on some, another business model that is just as BS as the other ones. In my opinion, every single business model has its strengths and weaknesses, but they are all somewhat profitable and you can make a living off of them if you do it right. Number one, and the number one thing is using the skills that God has gifted you to make some sort of monetization off of it. Now, God's given gifts to every single person, and every single person has their own unique gift. If you really want to succeed in anything, whether that's business, sports, or anything whatsoever, you get the seeds that God has given you and has planted, and you water that plant until it grows into something successful and profitable. See, the problem with most people, and the reason why they go through millions of business schemes and models, because most people don't play to their strengths, but they play to their weaknesses. And when they go with business models that play to more of their weaknesses than strengths because some random finance guru told them that, and they're not using the gifts that God has given them to turn it into something that can make them successful in anything, that's where the business will fail. And then they'll sit back and they'll be like, well, it's not profitable, it's saturated. Then they'll start making excuses. Like, for example, I went through 4 business models in total. Four business models: drop shipping, then it was, I think, growth operating, many business models. But when I actually decided, to sit down and list down the skills that God has given me, which is, speaking, which is confidence, I then made a business centered around that. And looky here, I'm finally seeing the reaps of my labor. Because when you use the skills that God has given you to create something of yourself, God will be with you on that entire journey. So you have God's backing and you have your determined mindset. And finally, it would be to be patient. No business model will make you a millionaire overnight. You have to be patient and wait for the plant to grow. The reason why people mostly chicken out and they go through all these business schemes and models is because they're looking at everybody else's plants on TikTok that has grown. They're looking at all these people that have become successful and they're thinking, I want that. But what I realized, I need to be patient because everybody's time is coming. You're never too late. In the Bible, it talks about how you are never too late and everything happens in God's timing. And most of the people that you're seeing on social media talking about, this is how I got rich in under 24 hours or 7 days, they spent time looking at their own plans and growing their own business instead of looking at what everybody else was doing and copying them. It's all about patience. And some people become rich when they're 21. Some become rich when they're 30. Hell, some even become rich when they're 50. It doesn't matter. If God has given you a seed, which is a talent, a gift, and you plant that seed, it's only a matter of time until it grows into a large beanstalk and you become a successful person. So when people tell you this is how you make 10k a month, this is the new business model to make 10k a month, all these finance gurus are telling you whatever, do not listen to them, because what you have to realize is this: look at the skills that has been gifted to you by the Lord, put them together and see what business model, or even make a business model that works for you and that plays to your strengths rather than your weaknesses. Sharpen that tool, become the best in that element of business. Keep doing it. Consistency is key, and sooner or later that plant, the seed that you have planted, that plant will go from a tiny little plant with a few petals all the way to a beanstalk that reaches even the fucking clouds. And that's how you become successful, lads.